Hello students, today we are doing in chapter number 2 Principles of Management, Frederick Taylor's Principles of Scientific Management. But what we have done up to this lecture, sir, what is Principles of Management, which are the concept, what is the nature, importance of Principles of Management, and these principles are time by time changes. First, classical theories are that classical thoughts presented by this Frederick Taylor, Henry Fayol, Max Weber, that you know. Then after neoclassical theory, Elton Mayo. Now, then after modern theories are presented. Time period is 1900 to 1930, 1930 to 1960, and then after 1960, new modern theories are presented. Now this all the theories we are doing in detail, but today Frederick Taylor's Principles of Scientific Management, this I am explaining you in question answer format, because ultimately in your examination from these topics, short questions, long questions, ask 1 marker question, 2 marker question, 3 marker question, maximum 3 marker questions. So from your textbook, the topics are bifurcated as per the questions, and that I am explaining you today. So in Frederick Taylor's principle, there is in paragraph given, conflict arises between the owner and worker. Now what are the reasons why they are not on one goal? Which are the reasons? That is the question, why mental conflict take place between owner and worker as per Frederick Taylor. What Frederick Taylor experienced. Now why Frederick Taylor experienced conflict between owner and worker? What is the reason? Frederick Taylor experienced conflict between owner and worker because simple thing, owner not want to give more salaries, more wages to the workers, and workers need more wages and don't want to work hard. So goal is ultimately different, and that's why conflict arises between them. Now Frederick Taylor has experienced it because Frederick Taylor himself working in the factory, and in that factory he is working with workers, and that's why he has a real situation seen. He has seen real situation in the factory, and that's why he has experienced there is the conflict between two. Now this is the question, why mental conflict take place between owner and worker as per Frederick Taylor. Which are the reasons? So explained by Frederick Taylor is, in any business unit, normally two classes are involved. That is owner and worker. Any business unit, that is the owner and worker. Now talking about the conflict, that is owners. It means suppose manager is there. Maybe owner directly not connected with the workers. But suppose owner, manager are interested in maximization of profit, that you know, profit and wealth maximization is a target of owner. And what while worker are interested in higher wage rate, they need high wage and job satisfaction. So owner's requirement is profit and wealth, and job satisfaction, higher wage is requirement of worker. Now these are the different things. Now as a result, conflict arises in maintaining harmony between these two groups. So 2 marker question can be asked in your examination. Why conflict arises as per Frederick Taylor? So this is the reason. Target of both the persons are different. Now, what should be done so that this conflict decreases or there is no conflict between two? Give good high wage rate and cost of production decrease. Find that way so that both are satisfied and conflict not arises. And that is given by Frederick Taylor. Frederick Taylor has found a way, that is scientific management, in that both are satisfied. And that's why he is a father of scientific management. And this problem is reduced by that. Now, second question. What was the traditional method of management? This conflict arises. Why? They are adopting traditional method. What is the rule of thumb? Both questions answer is same. What was the traditional method? What they are doing so that conflict arises between two parties? What is the rule of thumb? Thumb rule. I am saying you have to do this work. They have to do. Don't apply your mind. Do this work. That is thumb rule. So order given and order followers are there. Owner is giving order and worker is following order. That's it. Worker cannot do himself any work. And that is the thumb rule. Rule of thumb means giving order and following order. That's it. And that is the traditional method. And this traditional method is challenged by Frederick Taylor. Because this is not a proper method to get work from the employees. And conflict arises because of that only. But what is the question here? Which is the traditional? What is the traditional method? What is rule of thumb? So you have to write 1 marker question or 2 marker question. Worker were asked to do work as per order in traditional method. Give order, take work. So asked to do work as per order in traditional method. Second point, there was no voice of worker. Important thing, there is no voice of worker. If worker want to say something, then owner's not hearing at all. So there is no voice of worker. And workers were dominated by the owner. And this is the problem. And it is called rule of thumb. Owners giving order, workers following. There is no voice of worker and workers were dominated by owner. And this is called rule of thumb. And it's a traditional method. In traditional method, this type of work is done. And all of we know, suppose some person giving order, you have to do. Nahi thai. Not possible. Not doing. Whatever you want to do it. This is the attitude. So here, same situation is there. Order given, you have to do work. Otherwise, wages will not pay to you. So obvious, conflict arises. Now why orders given? For maximization of profit and wealth. Why workers are not working? They are not getting proper wage. There is no job satisfaction. And conflict arises because of this traditional method. Conflict arises, and to remove this, scientific management introduced by Frederick Taylor. Now what is scientific management? This is also the question. Write meaning of scientific management. Both questions are same. What is scientific management? Write meaning of scientific management. So answer is, scientific management is a challenge to traditional method. That I already told you. This is the traditional method and challenge to this traditional method. That is scientific management. What is done? Scientific management is a mental revolution. Important thing, mental revolution of the workers and owner, between workers and owner. It is a mental revolution. Change mindset of the workers and get benefit from it, so that easily goals can be achieved and satisfaction of both owner and worker is there. So what is scientific management? So scientific management is a mental revolution on a part of particular unit of an employee in a factory. So change mindset, get benefit. That is mental revolution by scientific method. It's a totally revolution toward their task, duties, colleagues, and honors. Total revolution of task, what they are doing, duties, what is allotted to them, which work they have to do, colleagues, atmosphere, and honors. Totally revolution by scientific method. That is the scientific management. In other words, scientific management means managing things on the basis of experiment, analysis, innovation, and different techniques. And that is the scientific management. So first of all, traditional method follow. Because of traditional method, conflict arises. And to remove this, new scientific management introduced by Frederick Taylor. Now in scientific management, challenge to traditional method. Scientific management is a mental revolution of workers working in the factories, and task, duty, colleagues, and honors, totally revolution is that. In short, we can say managing all the things by experiment, analysis, and innovation. That is the scientific management. So 2-marker question can be asked. What is scientific management? You have to write in this way. And this all the things are covered in scientific management of Frederick Taylor. Going ahead, next question. Definition given by Frederick Taylor for scientific management. Now, which definition given by Frederick Taylor? So, Frederick Taylor say, knowing exactly what you want your men to do. What you want your men to do. Your workers, from your worker, what you need, decide it. Knowing exactly what you want your men to do, and then see to it, that they do it in the best and cheapest way. What you want, first decide it, and see, is it possible by cheapest way and fast way and better way? That's it. See these things, it is called scientific management. So what you want from your worker, and see, is it possible in cheapest way, fast way, qualitative way? Adopt it. That is the scientific management. So this is the definition given by Frederick Taylor. And last question which I am discussing today, that is, which are the suggestions given by Frederick Taylor for his thought, for the scientific management thought? Which are the suggestions given to the management? So 3 suggestions are given. Ultimately, from these 2 topics, you have already understood employees in a factory are allotting proper work. Experiment done, analysis done, innovation done. Innovation means new things are done. So that suggestions are given to management. So these 3 suggestions are given by Frederick Taylor for his thought. That is, each worker should be assigned work as per his mental and physical ability. What is the quality of worker? Understood it. And then allot him the work. Simple. Here also in definition, see to it that they do it in the best and cheapest way. It means what? A person who can do proper work, that person only allotting that work. As per the quality of the person, allot the work. That is the first one. Each worker should be assigned work as per his mental and physical ability. First suggestion. Second suggestion. Each worker instructed to perform maximum. Do maximum work. But how much maximum? That could be achieved by any worker of his category. It means what? Any worker who is working in that field, other worker can do, then you have to do. So perform maximum. Others are doing and manufacturing, suppose 5,000 units, and you cannot manufacture 4,000 units. How it is possible? You have to produce 5,000 units because all can work, then you also can work. This compulsion made on the worker. This is the second suggestion. Each worker instructed to perform maximum. But how much maximum? Which is possible by all. Now one person is extraordinary qualitative person. He is producing 6,000 units. But other employees cannot produce 6,000. Their capacity maximum 5,000. Then we cannot set target 6,000 because it's an extraordinary quality of the worker. We have to set 5,000 is the target. So maximum work. Because all can produce 5,000 units, then you also can produce 5,000 units. Improve yourself. So that compulsion can be made on the workers. And last suggestion, any worker doing his work efficiently and speedily. Suppose extraordinary work done by one person. It means normal employees are producing 5,000 units, but one employee who is producing 6,000 units. So give appreciation to them. And extra wages given. Speedily should be paid more wages. That is more than 30% to 100% appreciation given to that worker. And then definitely we are getting maximum benefit from the workers and both are satisfied. Owner as well as worker, both are satisfied. So Frederick Taylor has introduced piece wage system. That is why it is connected with this extra money given if he is working best. So these three suggestions are given by Frederick Taylor. First suggestion is what? As per the quality of worker, give work to them, assign work. So first, each worker should be assigned work as per his mental and physical ability. What is the second one? So second one is each worker instructed to perform maximum. Do maximum work. Now maximum means what? Which can be possible by all workers in his category. And third one, if person is working more efficiently, speedily, and best work is done by that worker, then give him extra wages. 30 to 100% wages can be given. These three suggestions are given by Frederick Taylor, and on that basis, this scientific management works. Today, Frederick Taylor's scientific principles, how and why it is needed because of traditional method, and what are the suggestions, what is scientific management, that is discussed in next lecture. Which are the principles that we will discussing in next lecture. Meet you next lecture. Bye bye.